time we're talking to you since you guys made the trade, sending JC to New England. Just from your perspective, what went into that decision for you guys as an organization?
Yeah, we just felt like this was the best course for our team. There was a body of work to go off of, and felt like this direction what was best for our football team.
You had said pretty frequently throughout the spring, summer, even into the season that was going to be a work in progress with JC coming back from the ruptured patellar tendon. I guess what changed as far as what you were saying over the summer, knowing it was going to take some time and then sort of making this move after only 4 games?
Like I said, there's a body of work to go off of, 2 years worth of a body of work, and we just felt like this was the best course for our team.
When you say body of work, are you referring specifically to performance in the field, or is that
in all ways? Yeah.
Looking ahead to the matchup, when you have a team like Dallas who just came off of the game that they did, giving up all those sacks, interceptions, all the points, what kind of vulnerabilities have you been able to kind of see through that game that maybe you can apply in confidence?
I see a team that's won 12 games 2 years in a row, been deep into the playoffs, a team that has got some of the best point differential in the league. They've had a lot of big wins this season. They had a tough game, just like all of us do. But this is a very complete football team on offense, defense, and the kicking game. It's a team full of premium players who have experience together and an outstanding coaching staff.
Usually you pressure a lot in the league. Last week, not as much, but just your thoughts on that and Justin dealing with the finger.
Yeah, last week was a different game. When you get behind, you're not going to be able to rush because they're going to run the football. So it's one of the top, fronts in the league in terms of pass rush. They're very disruptive. They've got a lot of players that can rush from the outside, the inside. They have linebackers who can rush. And that's led to a lot of takeaways and points for them. So definitely they've been one of the top takeaway units in the league the last couple of years. And so that's definitely going to be a point of emphasis for us.
With JC out of the picture, you guys are going to sort of settle here on a group of 5 there in your nickel backs. Zahn, Mike, and Ja, and obviously Alohi and Derwin. I guess what excites you about now settling on that group that you're going to be able to run out there every week?
Yeah, we believe in that group. That group is where we've played our best football as a team since we've been here, and we have full trust in those guys. Those guys have played really well together, and now they get to play together full time.
Justin just mentioned to us that he hasn't taken any snaps under center this week, just more like as a precaution to not really re-injure the finger in practice. But he said that you guys you still have under center plays in the plan. But just from your perspective, that part of it, how comfortable he is under center with the finger, how much is that affecting the plan for you guys, and then obviously how Kellen calls it on game day?
It won't have any effect.
So this is different. Last year with the ribs, I think there probably was some stuff you guys had to do, but you don't anticipate this finger being something that you're going to have to sort of plan around or scheme around?
No.
As far as him running and so forth, it's not like you're going to tell him don't take off or don't.
No, I'm sure you guys just talked to Justin. He's a player out there, and he's going to do what's best for himself, and he's going to continue to be aggressive. It's a much different injury than the one he had last year.
How close is Jalen Guyton?
Just progressing, no timeline.
And just with Joey, how is his toe doing?
Progressing, no timeline.
What do you like about Will Clapp at center?
He's just steady. He's really smart. He's got toughness. He's got experience. He was in a good offense in New Orleans, and he's been quality football for us since he's been here. And so he's got really good command of our scheme. I think he knows how to work well with others. Him and Justin have, good chemistry together as well. So he's been a steady force for us, and I thought he played well in the last game.
Well, there's a report that you guys asked you guys were going to play JC in the last game, but he refused to go in. Did that happen?
I'm not talking anymore about JC. We're moving forward as a team, and that's behind us.
Some teams don't like the early bye week, but how helpful was it kind of just dealing with some of the injuries?
You can't control when your bye is. All you got to do is take advantage of it, and that's what we try to do, is get as much rest as we can and be ready to go for this week. So I thought, based on, who was out in the Vegas game, it came at a good time for us. But no matter when your bye is, things even out in the end. So you just got to take it as it comes, and it's about the Dallas week this week. Having a good week of practice and making sure our group is ready for Monday night.
Just as far as third down protection offensively, through 4 games, I think you're allowing pressures on 53% of Justin's dropbacks. Anything specifically you point to, or do you kind of look at it game by game? Obviously the Vikings blitzed as much as they did. Mm-hmm. Do you sort of expected that to regress to the mean or whatever over the course of the season? Do you see issues there specifically?
Yeah, I think, Daniel, you said it. I mean, there's going to be some games that skew, the data. And, I mean, 4 games isn't a very big sample size in the league. So, we'll see more than halfway through the season what those numbers look like. But each game has a life of its own that way, each third down. And, and then again, I mean, how Justin, just because there's pressure doesn't mean that that's affecting the outcome for us. There's going to be pressure in the NFL. These fronts and these pressure packages are really good. So you're going to have to face it. And, he's done such a good job of that since he's been the quarterback. And we've done a really good job as a unit. That's a big part of how we play is our protection plan and how much we put into it. And, Brendan Nugent, Sean Surratt, and, Derek Foster, the backs, Doug, I think it's the biggest part of your deal when you're trying to protect your quarterback. So, we'll continue to get better now that Will's, in the fold. That chemistry is going to take shape, and it's going to be big in this game because Dallas is really good pass rush team.
Preparing for Dallas's offense, what's the biggest change that you've seen? Kind of seems like more of a short passing game compared to previous years.
I mean, they've got the same players. They've got an outstanding O-line. They've got outstanding skill players. I mean, their 3 receiver grouping is going to be as good of a 3 receiver grouping as you're going to see. And Pollard is an outstanding back. So, it really starts with Dak and the type of experience that he has as a player. He's accomplished so much, and there's not too many looks that he hasn't seen. So, very complete offense, and we're going to have our work cut out for us.
Do you still look at the tape from 2 years ago from the loss against Dallas, or do you move past that and just look at this?
Yeah, I think we take a look at it for sure. All those most of those coaches are still there, and a lot of their players are still there. So, you'll take a look at it, and again, there's a lot of elements from their offense that they want to keep. They've been a very successful offense, for the last 4 years, one of the top offenses in the league. So there's a lot of offense there that's, that's still in place.
What's the biggest challenge about facing this edge rusher duo and Lawrence and Parsons?
Well, DeMarcus and Micah are 2 of the top, one of the top tandems in the league. I think, I've had so much respect for DeMarcus for a long time. He's kind of one of those underrated superstar rushers. I know that in coaching edge rushers, he's a guy that we've always watched. He's got, he's kind of like Joe. He's outstanding technician. Can rush from either side. He can rush with speed or power. His hands are outstanding. And then I think, Micah has proven that he's one of the top players in the game. He's one of these guys that's definitely, risen to that level of being one of the top players in the league. And, he's one of these guys, he's a very complete player, run and pass. He's got an outstanding motor. And I think those guys is a tandem. And then they've got a lot of guys in the front, that can rush inside and outside. And that gives them a lot of flexibility in how they play.
With Kellen's familiarity with John and Dan Quinn, and then vice versa, how might that factor in?
It's just the game within the game. It's not uncommon in the league where you have matchups where the other side a little bit. So, outstanding coaching staffs on both sides. And, but it's going to be about the players, on the field, the players and how they play. And, there's going to be 2 good teams on that field on Monday night.
Just curious, because we heard it out there during the last period. Why the practice with crowd noise?
Just being prepared. That's all. Just like we normally do. Every time we practice, we do that to get ready.